Wow, that was some finish there, wasn't it? How'd you feel after that one?
I think we deserved to win. It's a game that we needed to win, really, after dropping a few points on the weekend. It's an intense period, and I think all the teams around us dropped points over the last few games, so it's important for us to capitalise on that, and there's no better way to do it than the team that you share top of the table with, and it gives us a bit of space and puts us top of the table by ourselves.
You had so much possession in that match. I think you were 80% in the first half. It wasn't too far behind in the second half as well. But did that bring a little bit of frustration? Your manager looked frustrated at times, the Klopp at times. Did it come across to you?
That's always going to happen when you have so much possession, and it's against a team like Tottenham in the way that they play, and especially how they lined up today. It's always going to be tough to create chances. So that makes it emphasises a bit when you have so much possession. But we knew what they were going to come in and do. We had our game plan, we kept to it. At the end, it just goes to show that the set pieces are so important. I think we were frustrated that maybe one lapse in concentration in the first half, and they've capitalised on it. But 3 points is 3 points, and that's what we wanted, and that's what we deserved.
And just finally then, obviously that 3 points is now the gap at the top. So it feels like the first time this season that there's been that kind of a gap at the top. How does it feel?
Yeah, obviously it's good, but far from the end of the season, still a long way to go. As the old cliche goes, but it's where we want to be. It's where we need to be as a team. We expect to be there. We have the quality to be there. We showed that over the last few seasons. So, not that it's no surprise, but it's good to be there.
Good man. Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm guessing that was an interview conducted by Liverpool TV. Might be wrong. Have a look again.
OK, man for man, right? Dyer, Williams, Henderson, not sure who that's, Sissoko probably, goal scorer, Alderweireld, yeah?
Yep.
So they're man for man. So they should, their theory, it's not zonal marking, these mark these men and they stay with them.
So if your man moves, you go with him.
So your man moves. So Reece Williams is about to do that. Jordan Henderson is about to take his marker out. That theory, that works. What they're trying to do is release a good header free at the back post, right? He sees him coming through the corner of his eye and turns away from Firmino because he's worried about him. And by the time he gets back to Firmino, it's too late. And he's got a brilliant header.
He was leaving with him. He was very clearly blocked.
Yes.
That's a foul. I wonder if Jose Mourinho is of the same opinion. He's with beIN Sports' Matt Critchley.
Jose, it seemed a match and a situation that your side had under control. What happened in your opinion?
What happened that we missed chances to win the game. And of course in this kind of match you don't have 10 or 15 chances. You have 2, 3, 4 like we had. And we had it, and they were in trouble, and the game was completely under control, and the draw would be a bad result, probably a fair result, but a bad result for what we did especially in the second half. But we lost, and what matters is the result.
Are you unhappy with something about the Liverpool goal?
I don't want to speak about it. I prefer not to speak. I prefer to let with you, because if I'm going to speak about that, I have to speak about the behavior that some coaches they have on the touchline, and they are allowed to do it, and I prefer not to speak much about that. Just the game. I'm so proud of the players working together for not long time. The team to arrive here and to perform the way we did it, and to do what we promised to do since the beginning of the season, which is we go to every match to win it. And if we cannot win it, it's because it's football or because the opponent was better than us. Today, the opponent was not better than us at all, but that's football. They scored 2 goals.
Sorry, I accept you don't want to talk about it, but I mean about you and your coaching staff seem to have a problem with maybe a decision that was made or not made around the goal. Is that true? Or
yeah, but you have the screens, you have the replays. If you think was a correct goal, okay. If you think it was not correct, it's for you to say, not for me.
Jose, what do you take as a side from tonight?
I think that we improved a lot since the day I arrived, and the team is ready to do what they're doing, which is to compete every match to win.
Jose, thank you.
Thank you.
And years I've said don't listen to what he's saying. work out what it is that he isn't reading between the lines.
Okay, so
of what he's delivered.
you're the man who deciphers Mourinho.
I'm saying he's unhappy with Klopp's behaviour in the dugout.
Yeah.
That's very evident.
Yeah.
And secondly, his invitation to us was to
You have the pictures.
point up the foul, which there was, and he's leaving it to us to equally ask VAR, why did you not go and at least have a look at it? That's a clear and obvious error.
Because VAR wouldn't know what to look for, apart from the block. They wouldn't know to look for the run from a person who was attracting the attention of somebody, who was marking somebody else who was about to score. That doesn't compute in their life. And
Watch him make a movement to go with him. Look.
Right, you've got to go man for man. So that means you follow your man. So Eric Dyer's job is to follow Rhys Williams.
Yeah.
Jordan Henderson's job is to do that.
Lean into him, stop him.
Take him out.
Yeah.
Anthony Taylor's looking straight at him. Now, Alderweireld has a problem. He's now got two coming. He turns away to get the attention of Rhys Williams because he knows he's there, and that was the error that he made, and because it doesn't arrive at Williams, it arrives at Firmino, and he can't get back in time, and it's a brilliant header.
So is it an error, or is he doing actually the right thing, having been left with two
to
look after? Dyer.
Well, no,
sorry, Alderweireld.
You have a choice, Richard. It's a really difficult one. You know, who do you pick up? He sees a big guy. Rhys Williams is probably 4 or 5 inches bigger than Firmino. So he's got a dilemma. He's with Firmino. At the corner of his eye, he sees Williams coming down that side. So he backs away. Now, if he didn't back away, and it goes over his head, and Williams comes and heads it in, then you go, whoa.
No, I only asked because you said error, and I didn't know whether you meant to say error.
No, it's not an error from him. His error was, listen, it's an error because they've lost the goal.
Yeah.
But it's not an error from him because he's got a huge dilemma as a centre-back. Is who do I take? Where do I stay? That's the problem. And had Dyer been allowed to track Williams, he wouldn't have had that problem.
No.
He could have been as touch tight as he wanted to Firmino.
So, in fairness to Liverpool, they've worked
a lovely corner.
Their corner very well.
Yes, they have. They've worked it exceptionally well. And, listen, he still had a lot to do, Roberto Firmino. Still, I think that might have been his first league goal of the season. And if it is, what a time to get it.
Yeah. Once again underlines that it is now the capital of world sport.
Absolutely.
So, let's have a look at what happened at Anfield tonight as Liverpool beat Spurs 2-1 and took a 3-point lead at the top of the table.
Yeah, there's no doubt that that Liverpool deserved to be in the lead. They had been the better side. They'd looked the most threatening. Tottenham came with a plan to frustrate, to defend deep, to back off the play, let Liverpool have the ball and try and get them on the counter the way they did against Arsenal and the way they did against Manchester City recently. It didn't quite work. Mo Salah got the good fortune of a deflected goal. This is a terrific build-up. When you see it, Lo Celso, big enough to go and challenge there, plays that through, and it's Rhys Williams' hand goes up, but it's not his hand, it's his left leg that's keeping Heung-min Son onside. They decide to let him go, and you can see there, it's just about right. Ball was delivered just at the right time. Wonderful finish. So that was a bit hard on Liverpool, who dominated the game. But
back foot.
That foot, that's it. So that's what happens when you play against this side. They get away like that. You think they're invariably, if it's Son or if it's Kane, you invariably think they're scoring. So there was a spell second half. 2 big chances. Well, this is the first one. This is not so much. He's under pressure from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Didn't quite sort his feet out right there, and he hit it with the outside of his right foot.
Think he should have gone down?
Well, no. He thought he had a goal chance, and he did, but it hits it with the outside of his right foot, and therefore it spins it away from goal. But then there were 2 really big ones after that. Nothing fancy but the build-up. Now he has the time. Now he has the space to pick his spot. 6 inches out. 6 inches to his left, and he scores. But that was nothing there. That was just 2 headers that were won. Trent Alexander-Arnold switches off, and Bergwijn runs in behind him, and Liverpool get away with that.
It's a big moment.
Harry Kane will forever wonder, I think, how he's missed that. I've looked at it a couple of times, Rich. I can only think that, do you know when the ball comes over a lot of players and you go in for it? When it arrives at you, it arrives a little low. See that? It arrives a little low, so he's tried to power it, and he's just headed it
Of course,
straight
if
down.
Bergwijn scores, we're not talking about that.
No, we're
that
not.
came from the corner.
We're
There's
not.
the foul on the edge of the box there.
Yeah. See that big high one as well? That told me that Alderweireld just took his eye off Firmino because of Reece Williams' run round the back of him. And that's what gave him.
But I mean, I have to come back to it. Is it a foul on Dyer?
Well, yeah, you're not allowed to block.
It affects.
You're not allowed to block people off, right? That's what. That's what they say.
It affects the outcome, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know.
Dramatically.
Does it? Because well, what I would say is Dyer's marking Williams, right? He gets blocked off. So Williams' run attracts his attention,
yes,
which in turn takes him away from Firmino, and Firmino gets the free header. So in theory, had he not blocked Dyer, then Dyer would have gone with Williams,
yeah.
And then Alderweireld. Watch it. This is a guess one. Watch him. He sees him. Watch. There he goes. He sees him go. Look, and he backs away. He starts to turn to go to Williams. Then he tries to come back to Firmino. So what you're saying is the man that was marking Williams has been blocked off.
Yes, and I'm astounded. I'm not blaming the match officials that were there because a lot happens.
Yeah.
But I am asking once again why VAR didn't pick that up.
Well, it obviously didn't think it affected the goal. That's what I'm saying. You have to watch it like that, the way